guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie, and today I'm going to be showing you just my everyday foundation contour highlight look. Just the basic face, I'm not getting into eyes or anything today. If you like this look, you can go over and take a peek at my 4th of July video for my nice little party look here. But as far as the face goes, this is just my kind of everyday, fun, quick, easy highlight contour look. Okay, so first I'm going to go in with this Makeup Forever Step 1. It's just like a base primer, I guess. It has a little bit of whoa, throwing stuff now. It has a little bit of like an orange tint to it, if you can see that. I don't know, I just like it because my face tends to get a lot of like redness, very dull looking, especially in the summer. I get really bad under eyes. And I feel like if I go in with this kind of all over, it just brightens up my face a little bit. I could be totally wrong, but you know what? If it works, it works. Do what you want. I just kind of slap it all over. I don't really like put it in anywhere specific, just kind of like a moisturizer. You know, whatever. So after I'm done with that, maybe it's too much, but I really like going in with this Benefit Professional Matte Rescue. It's really good at like filling in your pores and just giving you that nice slick finish. I tend to get pretty oily skin, so I like to kind of concentrate it right across here. Blow my mouth right in that T-zone area. I know it looks shiny now, but it honestly really helps mattify that foundation, and I've noticed it really helps keep my face, I don't want to say dry because that sounds bad, but I guess dry, if that's the right word. It's not so oily and like shiny towards the end of the night. Again, I'm just really concentrating it right here in that T-zone. Okay, so after I give this just a little bit of a fan, oh, forgot some there. I like to let it sit for like 4 or 5 minutes, just kind of let it really soak into my skin here. So after I put on that Professional Matte Rescue, I go in with this other Benefit Professional. This is the Pore Primer, and this one I absolutely love because it really does cover those pores. My only complaint about this is, I mean, when I say it covers the pores, it really soaks in and takes care of those pores. That being said, I've had issues with, I don't know, like I guess breaking out and just getting kind of like, not blackheads, but you know what I mean, like the little clogged pores and stuff where I put this. So if you're someone who's really bad at taking off your makeup at the end of the night, do not use this, because I'm warning you right now, you're going to wake up with a big, nice, friendly zit on your face the next morning. And again, with this product right here, I just kind of tap it into that T-zone area. I like to go right down my nose. I get some nasty pores right on the sides here. So I really like to kind of just tap this in right where you'd see all those pores. Just right in here. I got a lovely little breakout there. This isn't great at covering the breakouts, but I mean, it helps a little bit. As you can see, the brightness of that red has kind of already gone down. It just doesn't get rid of it, but it kind of just dulls it out. I also kind of like to take it across the top lip here and across the chin. Again, I have a little spot there, and you can still see it, but it really gets rid of that bright red, like in your face, here I am color. I tend to get big pores right across here in like the middle of my forehead. Don't ask me why, I just do. Not a cosmetologist, couldn't tell you. But I, again, just kind of like to pat that up. And once I put that in, I kind of like to just go through with my Real Technique sponge here and just really pat it in. So next, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Amazon Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This one right here, this is the shade Light to Medium Beige. I really like this because, again, I don't have crazy oily skin, but I mean, my face does get a little more oily in the summer than probably most people. And this is it doesn't say it's a matte foundation, but that being said, it really like works to get rid of the oil. I don't find myself getting shiny or like slippery throughout the day. So it's been my go-to for a few months here. I don't know, again, it's kind of the same thing though with that pore filling primer. It is a full coverage foundation, so I find that it kind of tends to clog up my face a little more than other foundations. So it's awesome, but you have to be very, very diligent about taking it off at the end of the night. If you don't take it off, this is one that I promise you will cause you breakouts, will cause you giant spots, and you're going to hate me forever because you're like, why did she tell me to wear that? It just caused me to break out. So as you can see here, I just kind of dot it all over my face. Once I dot it all over, I go in again with the same Real Techniques sponge, and I just kind of blend it in. Okay, so once I'm done with the foundation, I like to go in with my little NARS concealer here. This is going to be the shade Medium Custard, and I kind of just take my finger, I guess. I'm not a huge brush person. I know a lot of people like brushes, but for me, I find my fingers work just as well, if not better. I feel like it helps melt the product into my skin a little better. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm not necessarily doing like a huge triangle. I kind of more just concentrate it right in here. And I know a lot of people go like way down their cheeks or whatnot, but I like to just kind of keep it small. I like to have a more natural finish. I don't like to have that big like baked bright under eye. And I'll also just kind of bring the excess up over my lid just to make sure it's all kind of the same color. I absolutely love this concealer. It's very lightweight and very sheer. It doesn't feel like you're wearing literally anything. That being said, it is one of the most full coverage concealers I have ever used in my life. Like, you saw that little red spot I had here? Boom, gone already. Like, literally 2 seconds and it takes everything away. So I drag that up onto my eyelid again. And I just like to take this and go over any little spots where I might have a zit or some discoloration. I don't know. It's full coverage. It works amazing. So I just kind of like to pat it on. I also like to bring it down the bridge of my nose just a touch. Not that it's a huge highlight, but hey, anything helps, right? So after I'm done with that, I like to go in with the small end of the same blending sponge here. I literally use the same sponge for the entire thing. I just like to pat it in. Again, go very light. You don't want to smear it around. You just really want to help melt that in. Once I feel like my concealer's pretty well blended in, I like to go back with the sponge. I'm not going to put any more product on it, but I do like to go in with the side that I used for the foundation and just kind of buff out those edges to really make it a seamless blend. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I like to take my big fluffy brush right here. This is the Pro Featherweight Powder Brush 91 from Sephora. And I like to take that with this Laura Mercier setting powder here. Or I guess it's translucent setting powder, sorry. And I just kind of dip it in there like that, tap off that excess, and I just literally put it all over my face. Like, I use it to set everything. It's very sheer, so it's not going to give you like a cakey or like a yellow look to your face, but at the same time it really helps set that foundation so it's not going to move. Okay, once I'm done with that, I like to go in and start my contour, highlight, all that fun jazz. So I like to use this Fit Me by Maybelline New York. Obviously you can see it's pretty beat up. I use it literally every day. It's shade 355. It's kind of like a bronzing shade there, if you see that. And for me, it blends super easy. I mean, literally, I think it blends better than some of these high-end products that you're spending 30, 40 bucks for. And one of these bad boys, $5 at Walmart. Literally, $5. You can't beat it. So this is a MAC 129 brush. And I just use this. I go right in, and I make the weird little pucker face, whatever you want to call it. And you just want to go in where you see the bottom of your cheekbone, just the little hollows there. I like to bring it down, so when you go like this, you can kind of see where that jaw line goes. For me, I don't do it super dark, but I like to kind of bring it down in that like backwards L shape. I feel like it just gives me a more chiseled cheekbone look, and it really helps to like slim down my face. I have chunky cheeks, and I find that bringing it down kind of draws my whole face down, which usually isn't a good thing, but for me, I feel like it slims out my face instead of leaving it nice and round. Once I have that done, I like to take this same color, 355, and I just kind of go on my jawline. Again, I have more of a rounder face, so I really like to define that jawline and thin it out. I also kind of just like to take the excess, whatever's left, just kind of go around my neck a little bit, just so it's not such a harsh line. I'm going to take the same color as well with the same brush, and just, you know, go in on my forehead here, around the top. And I like to turn my head here. When you turn your head, you can see in the mirror where your like temple naturally kind of goes in. from the top of the cheekbone, and I like to go in there and just really, I don't want to say pack it on because I don't do it super dark, but really just tap on that powder and really exaggerate that. Again, it helps create that chiseled cheekbone, and it really defines the top part of that cheekbone. And don't worry, I'm going to blend it out. I'm not just going to have like a awkward dark spot. Little Dalmatian makeup going on over here. Whatever's left on my brush here, I don't do like a super strong nose contour or anything, but I do just kind of drag it down the sides just a little bit. Not a ton, but you know, it's enough to just kind of give your nose a little extra shape here. And under the lip. Okay, so now once I'm done with that, it's kind of time to buff it all out. So, don't know where this brush is from. I actually stole it from my mom. Sorry, Mom. But it's pretty much just like one of those little kabuki brushes. Absolutely love it. Clearly my dog got the end of it. But I just go in with this, and I lightly just kind of buff it out so it's not so harsh. I'm going to go in and just really blend out that temple. I'm not so worried about the bottom part because the highlight will really take care of that once I put that on here. But I do want to blend out that top part just because we don't want it to look like a harsh like polka dot right on our face. And then I'm just going to go right along the jawline, not blending out too much, but just enough so it's not like a harsh dark line so we don't look like we're wearing a mask. So this is just a contour brush from e.l.f. I think it was like $3 at Target. I believe it's from the e.l.f. Pro line, not really sure. I love it though because it has the really short bristles and it's very concentrated, so when I want to do like the sharp cheekbone, it's perfect for that because the product really stays in one spot. So I just take that same Maybelline Fit Me 355 and I'm only going to put this on the top part of the cheeks. You do not want to drag this down because it'll give you a really harsh line that's hard to blend out. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about here where you get that really harsh line. Don't worry, it'll blend out in a minute here. Just you don't want to drag it down because it won't blend out as much as when we used the fluffy brush, and it can really give you a fake like cakey look. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go back in with that same kabuki brush. Just kind of lightly, not too much, but just very lightly kind of blend it out here. Now I'm going to go in and one of my new favorite products, again, I'm sorry guys, these are all drugstores, but I'm like absolutely in love with the drugstore look right now. I have this Lumi Shimmerista from L'Oreal True Match. It's almost like a, I don't even know, like here. It's kind of like a, I don't know if you can see that or not, it's like a purpley blue highlighter. I love it, especially in the summer here. It just gives me a really nice glow. There is, I should say, a little bit of sparkle in it. That being said, it's not like that overwhelming sparkle that you get from a lot of products. I usually don't like products that have glitter or like the shimmer in it, but this one, it does have a little bit, but it's not overwhelming, and I really like the finished look of it. So again, I'm just going to make that same fish face, and you're going to go right on the high parts of your cheekbone. I'm going to go right down the bridge of my nose. Just give it a couple of dabs there. And I'm also going to hit the tip of my nose as well. Oh, and this one is the MAC 100 brush that I'm using right now. And I also just kind of like to hit the cupid's bow. Don't worry, it's not going to stay this bright, I promise. And a little bit on the chin. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I just like to go in with this sheer cover brush. Similar to the other kabuki brush I was using, it's just a little softer. It's almost more like a blush brush, I guess. But it works really good for kind of blending out the highlighter. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I like to go in with the same sheer cover brush, and I go in with this Becca highlighter, and it's the Becca highlighter in Opal. There we go. And it's a little bit tanner than the L'Oreal one that I use, so I almost kind of like to use it as a bronzer highlighter. I'm not a huge bronzer fan, so I like this one because it gives me, especially mixed with the L'Oreal one, it gives me a little bit of a tanner look, but it still gives me that nice highlight. Okay, so not a ton, but hey, it's a little bit, enough to make a difference. So once I am done with that, I again go in with this kabuki brush, just kind of blend it all together. Not a ton, but you know, just soften everything up a little bit. Then I like to take Again, it's a sheer cover brush. It's not the same brush that I used for the highlighter. I mean, it's the same kind of brush, but I have two of the exact same brush. And I like to go in with this Tarte blush in the shade Party. It's the new Amazon clay blush. And that's the color right there. Absolutely love it. It's just a nice kind of rose pinky tone. It's not too overwhelming, but it's definitely has a lot of pigment to it, but I like it because it's not like that bright Barbie doll pink. So for me, I actually like to start it back farther, and I go right in between my highlight and contour, and I drag it forward. I don't like to put a ton on the apples of my cheeks, but I actually concentrate it more towards the back. I know this is opposite of what a lot of people do, but I actually had a makeup artist at one of my shoots explain it to me how when you put it here, it draws all the eyes into the middle, almost draws your face kind of down. If you concentrate more towards the back, it lifts your face up with that bright pink color, almost like similar to highlighter, except since it's not shimmery, it's not gonna make your face look wider as if you were to drag the highlighter down. Then I also kind of like to just brush it up into here, put a little color everywhere. I don't know. You gotta kind of tie everything together. You can't just put it in one spot or it looks awkward. Then again, I'm going to go in with the same kabuki brush, just kind of blend it all out. And once I'm done with that, I like to go in with the Real Technique sponge one more time, and I just kind of like to press it all in. Again, I feel like the damp sponge really kind of helps blend everything together. I don't know why, don't ask me why, but I just do. I really like it. Once I am done with that, I grab my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and I just kind of mist my entire face. I like to just kind of let it dry here for a couple seconds. Okay, and that's it for my face.